Welcome in to Sportswrap Overtime, October 14th, 2025. We are brought to you by HII, built in America for America. Jeff Snyder, Brian Parsons, Craig Loper, your usual cast of characters here for our weekly show, talking all things college football, NFL, what we do sort of at this time of the year. And busy weekend. ODU, you see the super there, guys. ODU travels to Huntington, West Virginia, and place they've never won before. And they still have not.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
We had aspirations, dreams of playoff football at SB Ballard Stadium.
We're hoping, Alabama comes to SB Ballard in the college football. Okay. It's okay. Old Dominion came out very flat. They lost to Marshall 48-24. They were rolling. They were the highest ranked team in the Sun Belt in the ESPN Power rankings. They were up to 46. Mm-hmm. People were talking, there were whispers of maybe, man, if this team wins out, they could go to the college football playoff.
The winning out talk was crazy. There was like percentages and everything floating.
Yeah, I know.
And now still early.
Now they've got to get 6 wins just to get a bowl game.
Yeah, I think they'll get 6 wins, but man, what a tough place to play, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough game, and just all the mistakes you could possibly make just seem to have happened in this game.
It's weird. So Old Dominion cannot win at Marshall. Marshall can't win at Bowling Green. They're like 2-16 at Bowling Green or something like that.
It's a random
which is just one of those weird things.
Weird place.
Where UVA can't beat Virginia Tech once in like 25 years. Old Dominion's beaten them 3 times.
Yeah.
It's just you just never know, man.
Yeah.
So this game was just a lot of errors, uncharacteristic errors by Old Dominion in this game. There were twice they were inside the 5 on 4th down and 1. And they got stuffed twice.
Yeah.
Colton Joseph threw a pick 6. There were 2 muffed punts that led to Marshall scores. Yeah. There were another couple of fumbles. Here are some of the highlights from Huntington, West Virginia. Great atmosphere. Looks like a great place to see a college football game.
Yeah. Always.
They love their football there.
And look, this is one of the first. Oh no, that's the pick 6.
The pick 6. Yeah. No. I don't know if necessarily these are all in order.
I'm not sure. These are from our affiliate in Huntington, West Virginia, up there in that area.
Yeah.
So things were looking really good. I mean, they were moving the ball, deep balls, long plays, but they just couldn't capitalize. And those mistakes, they shot themselves in the foot. It was. I mean, statistically, if you look at the game,
over the stats here a little bit here.
It was total yards were basically about the same.
Yeah.
ODU 439, Marshall 445. ODU had 15 first downs. Marshall had 22.
Yep.
But when you have 3 fumbles lost, 2 muffed punts lost, pick 6, 2 failed 4th and 1s from inside the 5, and you didn't force 1 single turnover. And turnovers are starting to become a little bit of a trend for the Monarchs here. They turned the ball over a bunch against Indiana. They turned the ball over a bunch against Liberty. Even though it was raining, Coach Ronnie claimed on 2 different interview sessions that the weather had nothing to do with those fumbles.
Yeah.
Turnovers are starting to be a little bit of a concern.
It's a recipe for disaster. When any football coach at any level will tell you, you can't go on the road and do that. Turn it over 3 times and then
5 if you count the muff punts.
Right, the muff punts, exactly. Yeah. Right, you know what I'm saying. If you want to count the muff punts, which it basically almost is, especially depending on the field position,
and you stop them.
Yeah,
and now you're giving them the ball back with a 20-yard field.
Just the momentum swings. So call it 3 official turnovers, 5 turnovers if you count the muff punts. Any coach at any level will tell you can't go on the road and turn it over. I mean, that's just the more opportunities you give the other team. And Marshall was no slouch. Like they lost to Louisiana 54-51 in a shootout. They were coming off a bye, so they were ready. They heard all the hype about Old Dominion, all the players. We got the interviews from the players sent to us early last week, and they were like, this team's rolling. They're hot. Like a lot of people are talking about. They were aware of that. So.
And hats off to their coach, Tony Gibson, who's coming in after he was the coordinator at NC State.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he takes over for Charles Huff, who won the Sun Belt Championship last year.
Yep. Now he's at
Southern Miss. That's a whole weird thing going on. So this guy comes in, takes over a completely new roster, replenishes it. His first head coaching job. Mm-hmm. I would say by all accounts, he's doing a pretty good job. They're 3-3 and 1-1 in the Sun Belt. Old Dominion 4-2, 1-1 in the Sun Belt. We asked Coach Ronnie yesterday at his weekly press conference, just some about the uncharacteristic mistakes that the Monarchs made in this game.
Yeah, we made some mistakes that we haven't normally made. But, again, in terms of Marshall, they took advantage of those mistakes. And I think that's part of the story that doesn't get talked about enough in college football. We all want to talk about the negatives that happen in games and always want to talk about what went wrong. And the reality of it is they took advantage of some of our mistakes, and that's a key part of this game.
Yeah, that is the part of the game, no doubt about it. I mean, geez, it's tough, man. You just can't do it. You can't do it. And like Brian was saying, if you can't let this become a trend, like you're not gonna beat JMU if you turn it over a couple times. You know what I mean? You're just not.
And they're not forcing the turnovers,
right? And you're not. And you're on the road again.
Yeah, because setting up what's coming up here, their Old Dominion is at James Madison on Saturday.
Back to back
big
road environments in tough places to play, and historically they haven't done well. I mean, they're 1-11 all time against Marshall now, and they've never won in Huntington. I don't know what the record is in front of with JMU in front of me, but it hasn't been good.
I believe it's 2-3 overall. But
okay.
Two of those were FCS days with Taylor Heineke.
Right.
And then the 3 losses since James Madison has joined the Sun Belt Conference. One was an absolute annihilation.
Yep. And then the other one was closer last year.
The last two have been very close.
Yeah.
And so this will be the second time to Harrisonburg for Coach Ronnie. James Madison has won 4 games in a row. Liberty, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Louisiana. They're already 3-0 in the Sun Belt. They're a good team.
Controlling the Sun Belt East right now. They're in the driver's seat.
They have a really good defense. Really good defense. Old Dominion has a very good defense, too.
I think I heard James Catato say on air yesterday that their second half run defense is crazy. Like I don't think they've allowed a 100-yard rusher all year. I think that was the number.
Wow,
I don't want to quote myself on that, but I think that's what James just said yesterday. And then their second half, like rush stats are like they basically don't allow teams to run the ball in the second half. So Bob Chesney's got something going on. I mean, it's a proud program for a long time now, but man, if ODU, I mean, it's tough losing to Marshall, but if ODU can win over JMU, like that's got to give you a little more spark to just get back in this thing. And like, who knows what happens? The playoff was kind of optimism and just ultimate what if.
We were fantasy booking the playoff. Let's put it that way.
But what's inexplicable about this loss to Marshall is, you think of the last couple of years and all the one-score games that Old Dominion was in, and this one, I mean, by the score, they got blown out.
Yeah, what do the coaches say all the time, too? Sometimes it's not your day. Sometimes just teams get you.
Okay, so JMU's favored by 1.5.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh,
pretty interesting line.
That's a tight line, yeah.
3:30, ESPNU, Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Yep.
Big rivalry game. 2 teams. What do they call this? The
Royal rivalry.
The Royal rivalry.
Oh, that sounds hard to say.
Joel Rubin, part of the team that came up with that, I believe. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the last 2 times these 2 teams played, they've been very close. Last year was a close one in SB Ballard. 2 years ago it was a close one at Bridgeforth.
Yep.
Here's Coach Ronnie talking about what he remembers about the last time ODU traveled to JMU.
I remember losing. I don't know. I remember us having some opportunities to win the game, and we didn't take advantage of them. I remember it being a good environment and a fun place to be, fun place to play, and it feeling like a really good college football environment. So that's, I'm looking forward to that, and I know our guys are too.
I think I remember from that game 2 years ago when they went out there, like JMU does some sort of fireworks when the team enters the field, as a lot of teams do. And like for the first quarter, the game was like really smoky on the field, or maybe it was just a foggy night. One of the two. Like James's highlights came back a little foggy or something.
That stadium really, I mean, as much as they've done for the infrastructure and everything for JMU football to build it up, it's only on the one half of the stadium that they kind of renovated. The other half is still like old. The very old FCS bleachers.
Yeah.
JMU does not actually show well on TV.
Yeah, I agree. I have seen it. The one side shows good, and they try to basically keep it to that side.
But the main cameras are on the good side, so you're shooting the bad side.
Yeah. And some of the times I've seen it.
The dimension, until they get that thing fully wrapped around.
They don't have it wrapped around. That's the key part. The corners of the end zones are open, right?
One of them is.
One of them. Okay, all right.
But they just need to finish the other side, the visitor side.
Yeah.
And kind of complete that whole, that whole deal there.
Yeah.
Because it's, the SB Ballard shows up way better on television.
Yeah. No doubt. Hey, what are you going to do? You got to keep building and keep growing. I guess they're slowly but surely.
They're growing. So, college football can be cruel, right?
Mm-hmm. It can be.
We were talking about a guy a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yes, we were.
Oh, we did mention his name.
James Franklin.
Yeah. Yes.
Brian randomly asked, he's like, why do people hate James Franklin? Jeff and I were like, let's tell you why. Because I hate James Franklin.
Yeah, but
we don't hate anyone.
We don't. Sports hate.
Yes.
But but my whole thing was, okay, I know Penn State, there's a standard, and you have to beat top 10 teams, and he wasn't beating top 10 teams, but he wasn't losing.
He's beating everybody else.
He wasn't losing to Northern Illinois, I think was what my point was.
Yes.
Which, like a lot of top coaches do have those bad losses. He never really had those until this year when he had lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Well, the first loss
I don't know
was to
why
Oregon.
everybody gets so much joy out of it. Why everybody's so laughing about James Franklin?
Well,
screw him.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
more-
get it.
it-
It's
it's
his
more-
demeanor that he comes across in his interviews.
And it's not even him, it's the Penn State fans.
Yeah, it's partially that too.
I think that's where my joy out of this
Delusion.
comes from. Yeah,
Delusion.
the delusion they have that they're
Yeah. Like you're like on the level of like Alabama
that
or
like
something.
Drew Aller's like this going to be this first round quarterback in the
anymore.
NFL.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Definitely not.
But
Yeah.
who's saying that?
Yeah, it's a lot
I mean,
of like
I don't understand.
national talking
lot of
heads.
national talking
If you look at like the
Who cares?
preseason hype, like Drew Aller was like the guy. It's like him and Arch were the
Yeah.
So what? Now, to me, the biggest metric for Penn State being an underachiever is the fact that they haven't won a national championship since 1988.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
The fan base is delusional.
But people act like 1988 was last week.
Yeah.
They're obviously a great program. They're a blue blood.
They are.
They have one of the best fan bases in all of sports.
Yeah.
And they have one of the biggest NIL budgets in all of.
I think what
Not
Jeff
as big as
talked about-
Ohio State.
No,
No, definitely not.
the delusion is like, yeah, that's what you're saying. You're saying they haven't won a championship in '88, but the fan base is like, oh, this is our year. And so we're
That's why I think
said that for like 10
that's why I
years.
think Franklin got a raw deal. I think
Yeah.
I thought he was doing fine.
he was doing all right, but you cannot. I mean, losing to 0-4 UCLA, losing to Northwestern. This was it. This was
yeah.
I don't, probably, just as personal opinion. I
3
don't
weeks
think he'll
ago,
ever
he
get
was
fired.
3 weeks
Number
ago.
3 team in
They
the
were
country.
number 3 in the country.
Yes, they were their preseason number 2.
Yes, I don't think he deserved to get fired. I think college football is a tough business.
You
and
guys
I
seem
think-
to get a lot of joy out of this guy losing
Well,
his job.
I don't like his press conferences, so I look at it from a media lens. He's not a good guy on the mic. He's mean to reporters. He has attitudes. He walks out of press conferences. He has all this ego, from a strictly. But in terms of coaching, he's a fine coach. I mean, he wanted to be there for 10 years. He helped rebuild the image of Penn State after all that scandal.
He won at Vanderbilt.
He won at
won at
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. Like he's
Yeah.
going to be scooped up in a heartbeat. Like
Yeah.
name the job if you're willing to, unless he doesn't take a year off.
One guy who didn't share the same feelings that you guys possess would be Ricky Ronnie, the
Little
Old
more
Dominion
personal relationship.
head coach who was with James Franklin from the Kansas State days to the Vanderbilt days to the Penn State days.
Yep.
And Ricky Ronnie thinks very highly of James Franklin. And we asked him what his thoughts were about, his friend getting let go.
Yeah, I'll keep that private between us, but yeah, of course. I mean, guy means the world to me, right? He's the godfather of my youngest son. I mean, he's essentially, him and a couple other people are essentially one of the reasons that my career has gone in a positive direction in terms of coaching, and I think that maybe that's the thing that people don't quite understand is like the amount of impact that man has had and the amount of people he's had it on is pretty remarkable. And, I think that the one thing I would say on all that is like he all knows his business, and he would know it's a business too.
Yeah, of course. He's very intertwined with James Franklin for good reason. That's a great response. Godfather of his kid is crazy.
Yeah,
That goes to show you. That goes to show you the kind of relationship they have. So, yeah, he said it, man. Coaching's a tough business. Penn State, with all the sort of hype, coming off a playoff appearance. I mean, they were one game away from the national championship last year, right? So,
Yeah.
I think
Lost to Notre Dame, right?
lost to Notre Dame.
Lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah, I don't remember what bowl game technically that was,
Yeah.
but
So what?
I just don't. I just feel like some people act like this guy's Jim Zorn out there.
No.
And I don't feel like that. And Ronnie talking about it's a business to the tune of $50 million of a buyout business.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
he's doing all right.
He's doing okay.
Someone said, I saw a report today. I don't know if it's official. They said there's a clause in his contract where him and his agent have to find another job, and if it pays him less than $8 million a year, they still owe him this money. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Well,
but he's not making $8 million a year doing TV. That's not going to happen.
but
He'll
there is a program that needs a coach,
A lot of programs need coaches.
but one in Virginia does.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have his choice of P4 job openings. If athletic directors, they're going to fly to James Franklin whenever he's out, and they're going to interview.
Does Tech go back to the Penn State well again, though? I don't know that you
Probably
do that.
not. Probably not. Yeah. They've been there before, right?
Yeah, Brent Pry.
Yeah.
That was
Probably
learning to
Franklin's
last well.
his
Just optics.
defensive coordinator. Yeah, I do. I really think that has has something. It plays into the.
I'm screaming from the
that.
rooftop. Dan Mullen's going to get one of these big jobs, and I think Virginia Tech would be a great landing spot for him after coming out of UNLV for one season. He's doing well, so that's my thing. But yeah, James Franklin. Let's see who's open off the top of your head here.
UCLA.
UCLA
is open.
I'm forgetting the main one. Oklahoma State. Jeez, Oklahoma State.
UAB fired Trent Dilfer.
UAB, right?
They did.
James Franklin will probably pass on UAB, but yes. And there's some other stuff.
That's an FBS job that's available. You asked.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were ranking. The lowly American.
I don't know.
I mean, Florida State could be open here soon if they keep
That would be
losing,
nuts.
but
Florida could be open.
Florida could be open. Yeah.
James Franklin's going to have his pick, man. And he could get into coaching. He could take a year off. I always say it. Best job in sports, fired college football coach.
Yep.
If I was him and you got $50 million waiting to you, dude, go enjoy your time with your family. But these guys are too competitive. That's not how they do.
Yeah. Urban Meyer even said like James Franklin would be good on TV.
Yeah. Everyone, I've seen that. I've seen that out there.
He'll be on TV. Probably
like later this year.
Yeah, they always pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Like college football playoffs on the set.
Yeah.
All the fired coaches do
I
it.
fully expect James Franklin and Mike Gundy to just be right next to each other.
Mike Gundy would be nuts.
Yeah.
Mike Gundy would be nuts. I think producers and directors are going to be a little hesitant to put him on, maybe just because he's a cowboy, man.
I put him on.
Yeah, hey, why
I'd
not?
Put him on.
Why not?
Be good TV, man.
I would watch him too.
I'd watch him.
Yeah.
And I would probably enjoy it.
I would enjoy it. Yeah, it's funny.
For sure.
But he's fine, man. I don't feel bad for any of these guys. You got 50 million coming to you. It's a tough time. You did a great job. Everyone, like you said, Brian said, you didn't beat Ohio State and Michigan consistently. It is funny to me though, in 10 years, like how bad the record is against top 10. Like you couldn't get one. Like, wasn't we 0 something against top 10 teams?
It was one win because they beat Ohio State.
Did they? Okay.
Because Urban Meyer failed to call a timeout when they weren't ready to kick field
so
goal.
they were one in whatever the number.
Dude, ODU can't even beat Marshall.
No, I know, but it's just like to be that, it's like 10 years you couldn't get 2 wins.
Yeah, at
it's
a
just
program
weird.
like that.
Well, remember when Harbaugh couldn't beat Ohio State forever?
Those were glorious years.
Wait, Harbaugh, Jim?
Yeah.
Jim.
When did Jim was at Stanford talking about initially?
Remember when he was at Michigan?
Oh, Michigan.
When he was at Michigan, he could have beat Ohio State for a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
He never beat
until
Urban.
the final 4 years.
Until he did.
Yeah.
Until the final 4 years, right? Or 3 years. 3 years.
But that was kind of contentious.
It was contentious.
It
Well,
was.
first of all, they wussed out in 2020 when they were supposed to play.
I don't remember.
Because they used COVID as an excuse.
Who did?
Michigan did.
They didn't play the game?
They didn't play the game.
Okay, I don't remember all
And
that.
then-
It's a vendetta, of
It
course,
is.
against Ohio State. Of
No,
course.
it's not. No, it's just don't like Michigan. So, and then the last 3 years, they've won.
Yeah,
and
they
then
got
of course they had a scandal with the whole Connor Stallions thing, and
Last year they got him.
Yeah.
That was funny. Last year no one expected Michigan to beat Ohio State and beat 'em.
yeah, that was one of the worst.
That was an awesome. That was so
Crazy.
awesome.
That was crazy.
and then there was a huge fight at the end.
Yep,
that was
yeah.
crazy.
And that was a great game.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the worst experiences. I've
Well,
ever
it's
had.
what Ohio State needed to fuel them through the playoff and demolish everyone after that. So.
We've forgiven that transgression since.
Yeah, no, crazy times in the coaching world, man. There's gonna be a lot of jobs open. Who knows where these guys land? Like it's coaching carousel. Small name coaches. Guys are gonna get hired. We're gonna be like, who's that? It's gonna be some coordinator at some school that has something unique. Like who knows? So
I think in this day and age of the way college sports is heading, I think we're going to see more NFL coaches dip their toe in the college ranks.
you think so?
Yep.
Yeah, and they can see the other end of it too. I mean, more guys will probably go to the NFL. I think there's going to be more back and forth.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it depends. Like the established NFL coaches. I don't see that happen. But the up and comers,
I mean, Harbaugh just did it.
he did. But he had a connection to Michigan, right?
I mean,
But not with the Chargers. Pete Carroll, he's been successful. He was successful doing it.
You'd argue Harbaugh did have a connection with the Chargers because he's known the Kroenke family for a long time, and he's lived most of his professional life in California, so he's really adamant about.
Yeah, but
California.
he was pretty entrenched as a college coach, just winning
sure.
a national championship, and then giving that all up to to test the NFL waters.
Everyone knew he wanted to go back to the league. That was like people have been reporting that last 2 years. He's like,
that's an
he's waiting
example.
for the
That's an
opportunity.
example.
well, we just had a fired head coach in the NFL this week, Brian Callahan, and his alma mater's open.
What is that?
UCLA.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
You never know.
So
you never know. Hey, maybe
could
Troy
happen.
Aikman will coach UCLA too. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I also think that with the money that's involved in the college ranks these days, there could be more money.
I've always looked at it from someone who knows a few coaches that have dabbled in college and the NFL personally. If I was an NFL coach, outside of unless you're getting $10 million a year, whatever the number is, like I would never go to college, dude. Like I don't want to recruit 16 to 20-year-old kids.
Yeah, but I don't think they're doing that anymore.
Well, I'm saying I don't want to recruit kids in the portal either. I don't want to recruit.
I don't know if they're even doing that. I think they have people that are doing it for them.
True. Yeah, there are programs like Texas Tech apparently has a whole personnel department that just does it. But
And the coaches.
the NFL is like, these guys are in a contract. This is what it is, and we go play ball. Like that's me personally, because I've known coaches that have done both, and all the NFL guys, they work hard, but the college guys are like texting 17-year-olds all day.
I mean,
You're like, come on.
You played for one who did both.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chip had his own problems in Philly in the NFL, but
Even a lot of these programs aren't even recruiting freshmen anymore, though,
Nope, they're not. So staying in the college ranks, we'll get to Norfolk State as they lose to Wofford over the weekend. 0-5 Wofford at the time. Norfolk State falls to 1-6 as they lose 31-14. It was another just defensive struggle, and then this time they struggled on offense, not putting up 20 points. So going on the road to the Terriers felt like a must-win. Every game's felt like a must-win for them, and they can't get it done.
Do you think this was like the most welcome bye week in the history of Norfolk State football?
Yeah.
They needed this one, man. They need a week off. They need to rest the bones. They need to kind of get their head straight for the stretch run because there's a lot of football to play for.
Yeah.
They haven't played a conference game yet.
Nope. And it's 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away, right?
They
South
could
Carolina State.
theoretically play for a conference championship.
They could, theoretically, but something's got to change. There are reports surfacing out there that Vic is making changes on his defensive coaching staff, the coordinator and a DB coach. And, if that's the case, then, you got to do it, right? Your defense, I think the number was they're allowing 425 points. 425 points a game would be crazy. 425 yards per game, 35 points per game. And they're allowing opponents to convert on 50% of third downs.
They're getting outscored by two touchdowns every game.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
It's 34-20, so 2 touchdowns every game.
Yeah, last in rush defense, they're last in defensive yards per game. It's really bad. The offense, there are spots in the offense where they look okay, but the offense 24% on third down, worse than the MEAC. So something's got to give.
Opponents are 50% on third down, man.
How many? If we were to look at the FBS ranks, how many people are converting 50% of third downs? That's crazy. Not many.
Not many.
You might see 40. You might see 40 most
For a
of the
bad
time.
team.
For like a decent, that's usually pretty. Something like that.
Half.
I'm saying offense converting at 40%. That's like you're pretty good there.
It's not like Norfolk State has a bad offense. Otto Coons is doing okay. Cameron Thomas had 112 yards in this game.
Yeah, they're up and down.
They've given up 11 sacks this year, which is tied with Central for the most in the MEAC.
Okay. Yeah, offensive line, I think, is definitely struggling. Defense is just not tackling, undisciplined, things like that. And they need, like you said, Brian said it, you need a bye week. South Carolina State, who knows? These coaching changes, things happen. Guys get a spark. Maybe the scheme, something changes with the scheme. Maybe it's just simple. Players not fitting the scheme. That's a real thing, right? Maybe you put them in a different position with someone else calling the plays. But it's safe to say, everyone was optimistic about Michael Vick coming and taking over. He's got to be feeling like, wow, this is maybe a lot more than he anticipated.
They fired Dawson Odoms in the middle of his tenure.
Yeah.
Let's ask the question.
Yeah.
Would Norfolk State be in a better spot if you'd kept the coach who had been there for a couple of years, who was trying to build some sort of tradition here?
Yeah.
Or are they better off than with this new guy who's a splashy name that's never coached before?
Yeah.
And they're looking at 1-6. Do you think Dawson Odoms would be 1-6 right now? I don't think so.
I personally do not think so, just because of the experience factor. He's been around a long time, coached a lot of ball. So experience counts with coaches, man. These college kids, they need to be put in the right position to succeed. It's not about just recruiting these names and these bounce backs kids that were transferring from this school and that school. Like, there's got to be continuity on the staff. There's got to be a vision for the program. There's got to be a vision for the offense, for the defense, how they play, how they get lined up. I think an underrated part that we don't see is practice plans. Like, what does the practice plan look like? I've seen practice plans going back from some friends of mine, and it's like minute by minute, period 1, 2, 3, 4. Have you ever seen a practice plan? It's like periods 1 through 24 or whatever the number is, and it's like minute by minute detail. Like, is it? Are they executing at that level, or are they just kind of going out there and kind of like, well, let's just throw some 7-on-7 today? I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not at practice every day.
Look at the results. 1-6, and the only win was the overtime win over a Division II program.
They had to come back.
It just tells me, like, if successful programs have everything going for them, right? Like, everything's on time, everything just gelling, right? Mm-hmm. Ones that kind of lose, 1 or 2 things may have a problem, but
Yeah.
just be fixed. There's a lot wrong here.
Nothing's going right.
Nothing's going right.
That's the point. Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough. Wofford, man, 0-5. And who they play the week before? Just Wagner. Wagner. Everyone's getting their first win against Norfolk State this year. Wagner was winless.
Yeah,
Wofford was winless.
Winless.
Sacred Heart wasn't much better.
No, I think I had 1 or 2 wins.
Next opponent, South Carolina State. They're a 4-win team already.
4 wins?
Yeah.
Got
they're
it.
4-3.
South Carolina State averages about
I'd imagine 2 of those losses were to FBS schools.
27
lost to South
points
Carolina.
per game.
Yeah.
And I didn't see who else they lost to. I think they lost to, let me look.
South Carolina.
Looks like Howard's got a really good defense, by the way.
Oh, do they?
Not a very good offense, but a really, really good defense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the MEAC. I mean, Norfolk State, they'll try to pull it together, but it's going to be a tough stretch.
Yeah, South Carolina State's other loss was South Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very respectable. So 2 of their 3 losses to FBS schools. Yeah. That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild. We're here. Like, it's going to be late October when Norfolk State plays its first conference game, and it's
always strange.
Conference play the rest of the way. So there is a chance. I mean,
it's always a chance.
Yeah. I mean, maybe something clicks in this bye week. Maybe this coaching change is what they need, or the alleged coaching changes are what they need.
Yeah. You never know. Yeah. You never know. Who knows? So we hope for our job and purposes, they turn it around and win all the games.
Yeah. It's more fun. It's more fun to talk positively about your local team.
It's more fun when everybody wins. Yeah,
exactly.
No doubt about it. We don't want anybody to lose.
Yeah, of course not. No, everyone's like, oh, you like being negative. No one likes being negative.
Yeah. Speaking of losing, the Washington Commanders did so on Monday Night Football. When we come back on Sportswrap Overtime, we're talking all about that. Brought to you by HII. All right, we are back on Sportswrap Overtime, brought to you by HII, built in America for America. Jeff Snyder, Brian Parsons, myself, Craig Loper here, and we're going to continue transition over to the NFL. Monday Night Football, doubleheader, or not doubleheader, technically 2 games going on at the same time.
Yeah,
Monday night games. Overlapping games. Commanders hosting the Bears for a 3rd year in a row, actually.
Bears.
If I'm Chicago, I'm like, why do I got to keep
what's going on with that?
What's going on in Orlando?
Yeah, why they should split it up.
3 years in a row.
That's weird. That's really unheard of.
It's really unheard of. 3 years in a row they've come to Orlando.
I remember one year in 94 when the Redskins were terrible and the Buccaneers were terrible. The Redskins played the Bucs twice in one season.
What?
And they're not in the same division. That was
very
scheduling, whatever.
I think it was like two crappy teams. Let's play them again.
Was the league unbalanced back then? Was there not an even number of teams? Like, what's going on?
Maybe they left like a week open for like TBD games based on who was good and who was.
Actually,
I don't know.
That's crazy. That would be an amazing idea.
It's kind of an amazing idea.
94, they were Washington was, I think they were like 4-12 or 3-13 that year. That was not good.
Not good. Coming off the good years.
But that got them Heath Schuler.
Oh, yeah.
The first pick in the draft. That didn't work out well. But they drafted Gus Frerotte in the 7th round or 6th round, and he became the starter. Gee, kind of like what happened with RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Almost as basically the same exact
thing. History repeats itself with this franchise sometimes. 25-24, Bears win on a walk-off.
I'm trying to avoid talking about this.
Right. A walk-off field goal by a guy who was cut by the 49ers earlier this year, by the way.
Jake Moody. In September, they cut him for a former 3rd round.
Carried him off the field.
And Commanders, man, the Commanders have had their own kicking woes, but Moody comes in that position. First of all, okay, so a lot of hype, right? But Terry's still out. Bill Krosky-Merritt's getting some hype. Commanders come out there.
Noah Brown's still out.
Noah Brown's still out. Sam Cosmi's still out. So this team is still banged up a little bit. Like the guys in the locker room are kind of bringing it up. I heard Luvu bring it up this week. He's like, we're kind of banged up, trying to get some guys back, blah, blah, blah. But, man, the game itself, Chicago jumps out to the lead. Commanders fight back. Luke McCaffrey had a cool touchdown. DeAndre Swift responded. The great touchdown catch by, I guess I should probably get his name, the receiver that really no one had ever heard of at that point. Let me get his name. Chris Moore. We go. Chris Moore. So Commanders fight back. They should have won the game. They should have won 3 minutes. You run the ball. Time, runs late. Runs out.
Fumble.
And there's a fumble. One of 3 turnovers for Washington. Washington had 5 games up to that point. Yeah. Washington had 3 turnovers. Washington had 3 turnovers in 5 games up to this point last night, and then they had 3 turnovers last night. And that makes all the difference.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
See, we're talking with Old Dominion.
Yep.
turnovers.
Yeah, exactly. So
and the weather, as you can see here through some of these shots,
some of these pictures you'll be able to see.
Yeah, you can see the rain.
Yeah, the rain was coming down.
Second half, especially, it started coming down, and you can see. I mean, like some of the jerseys are wet here.
They could not stop DeAndre Swift last night.
No, they could not stop DeAndre Swift.
108 rushing yards, led the team. He also led the team in receiving yards.
Yeah, he had
2 catches, 6-7 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was annoying.
He went nuts.
Yeah.
He went nuts. Now, it was tough, 176 total yards of offense. They couldn't stop him. And, that's the thing. You got to stop the run in the NFL. Any coach will tell you that, try to make a team one-dimensional. Caleb looked better. This Ben Johnson guy, he's coaching him up, man. Ben Johnson, respect to him. Going to that franchise after all the talk about Caleb being a bust, possibly, and just not ready to go.
Probably one of the toughest franchises to be a coach for, I would say.
Yeah, it's a weird one, man, because it's so prideful and it's one of the old, it's just been around.
Yeah,
for
but
so
they've been so, I wouldn't say bad, just like mediocre for so long.
Monsters of the Midway, right?
And they're one of the biggest markets in the NFL.
Yeah, it's the market size, it's the brand.
Yeah.
It's the Lovie Smith kind of got a raw deal there. I mean, I think he went 10-6 last year, then they fired him, and since then it's been coaching carousel.
Yeah, they also have notoriously cheap and bad ownership.
Yep.
Is it the McCloskey family? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, they're not known for being big spenders.
Yeah.
They're I think Jeff said it. I think they're just mid, man.
Yeah,
they're mid.
The monsters of the midway.
They're
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not awful. Well, like how the Redskins were for about 10 years, just very average.
The I guess the karma and all this is the back-to-back years this game has come down to the very last play of the game, right?
Well, last year was
the
hilarious.
Hail Mary last year, and then all of a sudden we're in this thing where it's like, oh, here's a game-winning kick. So something about when these two teams get together.
3-3.
Yeah.
Washington is now 3-3.
Heading to the Cowboys.
Who just suffered a shocking loss to the Panthers.
Rico Dowdle, man.
Panthers, man, they played tough. I watched that one. I was pretty locked into that game, and crazy to see that.
Man,
the game plan was really clear.
Talk about a week-to-week league.
So week to week, man. Anybody can beat anybody I don't care what's going on, man. I don't care if you roll out the 0-7, whatever the crappiest team in the league right now against the best. There's a chance that bad team wins.
Totally.
It's the NFL, man.
Yeah, especially as the season goes on and there's more things that are happening that we even know about, as far as injuries and guys getting banged up. And
I mean, the Bills going to Atlanta and losing, I don't know what the odds makers are saying about that, but no one really expected that.
No.
And then Atlanta beat them pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty handily, I should say. Handily, not bad.
I mean, Allen was trying to make a comeback there at the end, and he almost cost me my fantasy game, and then he threw the interception, and I won.
He has a tendency to turn it over at times. But when it comes to Commanders' outlook, it's one of them things where, hey, you're not in the dump. You're doing okay. 3-3. You got to get healthy, and then you got to start piecing it together, man. Like, what I'm curious about the Commanders here, this is like, I don't know what's out there talking-wise. Is like, is there any trade out there that they're going to try to bring in a key piece to maybe shore things up? Defensive line. I mean, their defensive line seems pretty good. I think they'll be fine. Do they trade for some receiver that, is more of a 1A, 1B type or 1B type?
If McLaurin and Brown are going to continue to be out, they might have to look at a receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they? I don't know who it is. I don't know who's out there. I don't know the rosters well enough to know.
They could take Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy.
That'd be so nice.
A name like that. Does Amari Cooper come out of retirement? No, I'm just kidding.
So you get the Cowboys at Dallas on Sunday, and then the following week at Kansas City.
Okay.
On Monday night, another Monday night game.
Yeah, they're not playing in a 1:00 slot till I think December.
And then after that, you have the Seahawks on Sunday night, and then you're home against the Lions.
Yeah, they got a stretch here.
They got some
tough games.
They don't get a relief until the Dolphins game.
And again, and as we were saying, how's that relief? It's an NFL team.
It's an NFL game. You are right.
Very well lose that game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, something's got to get right. No more turnovers. You got to cut that. You got to nip that in the butt immediately. I think Ben Johnson just had a good plan with Caleb, man. Some of the runs and some of the creative passes they were throwing, utilizing the back, like that guy is the real deal. So, and when these two teams get together the last 2 years, it's been really fun. So, bad game to watch for the Commanders, but fun game as an overall fan to see another walk-off field goal with some of these games, man. There was another block kick in this game. That's a trend this year.
Yeah, that is a trend this year.
I don't know.
We've been seeing a lot of that.
Special teams coordinators figured something out clearly, or guys are kicking it too low.
I think that's what it is. I can see angles of the kicks.
Yeah.
And the length. You get more length when you're kicking it low.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to kick a 60-yarder. Well, you gotta get your trajectory low. So.
Yeah. Moody is an interesting thing. I think the 3rd-round pick I don't know what school he went to, but from San Francisco. This team spends a 3rd-round pick on a kicker. They're like, oh, this is
You better be the best kicker.
you
of all
better
time.
be like a great kicker, man. You better be kicking for our team for 10 years, and it just didn't work out there. So for him to step into that role, big moment for him. Now, who knows what happens? Kicking, you talk about week to week in the NFL. Kickers are week to week. I mean,
Every
there's
time.
like, just bring in the next one. There's no loyalty at all, unless you have a main guy.
Unless you have like an Anna Vinatieri or like
Harrison Butker. Outside of Harrison Butker right now,
there's really nobody.
who's the main kicker in the league? I don't know.
Oh, the Cowboys.
Oh,
kicker.
yeah. Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey.
And Chris Boswell from the Steelers.
Boswell's good.
Yeah, he's still like the second most accurate kicker.
Okay.
Ever.
All right. But yeah, the guy from the Cowboys is kind of like, but he's only been around a couple years. He hasn't been doing it a long time, So, yeah. Going to Arlington to face the Cowboys. The Cowboys have the best offense in the league. Dak, MVP talk, whatever you want to look into. Javonte Williams has kind of had a resurgence in Dallas. He was the Broncos running back the last few years. So
I put Baker over Dak.
No, for sure. But it's Baker and Dak. Those are the two. They're kind of like and it's still early. It's 7 games in.
Yeah, Baker was going nuts this week.
Who they play? It was 4-1. Oh, they played the Niners.
They played the Niners, and he had this one drive where he had that. It was like 3rd and 14, and he somehow rushed for the first down.
That's right.
Stretched out.
Yeah, that's right. I did see that play.
And then he threw an absolute bomb to a rookie in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
The absolute dime.
Yeah.
And touchdown. I'm like, oh my God, where was this guy 3 or 4 years
But
ago?
it's like you see Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones.
A lot of these guys are like developing later now.
I guess.
Well, but back in the day, these guys weren't expected to play
for like 2 years.
For a couple of years. And now they're being thrown out there week 1.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not quite ready. Obviously, they're not quite ready because they're having success second go around.
Yeah.
Third go around for some of these guys.
Third go around.
It's like a 4th go around for Baker.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I think the coaching, I think something clicks. It's personnel. It's a lot of that type of stuff. It's the resurgent quarterback is a main storyline this year with the 3 guys Brian just mentioned. But then the other side of that is like the guy, high draft picks like a Zach Wilson who didn't work out and he's just a backup somewhere and falling into irrelevance. Does he get a shot eventually?
And Baker didn't have wide receiver 1. He didn't have wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
He didn't have his main offensive lineman.
Right. Yeah. Mike Evans out. Chris Godwin out.
He's throwing to guys I've never heard of.
Yeah, Buka's out too. And Baker got hurt in that game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did get hurt in that game.
Yeah, so he's not going to have him for a few weeks.
Oh, well, that's God. You start getting into like real big number. His top 3 receivers might be out.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. That's what's making this so much more impressive to me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I can't believe it. I can't
nuts.
believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
He replaced Tom Brady and almost as like a bridge gap guy to be the next guy.
Yeah, he's only on a 1-year deal. Then they signed him for 3 years, $100 million. So
they might keep him there for longer than that.
I think he did.
He signed
a 3-year deal.
And that was a year ago at this point. So he's only got it like technically, these guys trying to get the contracts done.
I mean, tip of the cap to Baker Mayfield.
Absolutely. He really as a Browns fan, you're always overcritical of these guys, and he ended up just becoming what we thought he would be.
Yeah,
but it took 4 stops.
And he was playing injured free all late in his career.
One of my favorites is Geno Smith and his whole. I remember when he came in, Russell Wilson got hurt or something in a preseason game with the Seahawks, and Geno's in, and Geno was trending on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like he plays on the Seahawks.
Nobody thought he was still in the league.
Yeah,
I thought Geno was long gone.
And then he gets his second chance, and he gets a couple of contracts. He wins some games. I mean, I think that these redemption stories are really cool.
Yeah,
the Rich Gannon had one when he was with the Raiders. He was MVP of the league.
They went to the Super Bowl.
Washington had him, and he wasn't anything.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Geno, I love the Geno story. Good for him. Glad he made a comeback, but he will not be in Las Vegas after this year. They are struggling.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
But he had a good run with Seattle.
Yeah, that was,
and he got paid. He got paid.
Yeah, got the money.
I mean, his career looks different in hindsight now than it would have if that didn't happen. So
yeah, talk about Jets quarterbacks. Woo, the Jets. So that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, we need to bring in a James Catato for a Jets episode.
They are historic,
long-suffering Jets fan.
I turned on the game without because it was the overseas game.
Yes,
right. So it's a standalone 9:30 a.m. I woke up around 10:30 on Sunday. I turned it on and it's at halftime. It just hit halftime and it said Jets 32 total yards of offense at halftime.
Wow.
Negative 10 passing yards.
Where was that game?
In London. Yeah, there was London.
London.
That was why it was a 9:30 start. So,
but they only lost by 2 points.
Crazy game.
They lost 13-11.
Oh, that's
ugly game.
It's 11. That's common score in football.
There was a sequence at the end of the first half where they didn't take a timeout when they should have been like an aggressive spot, and people were like, "What the heck is going on?" So something's not clicking.
They're
Who's the Jets backup? Put him. Oh, it's Tyrod, isn't it? Jesus.
Tyrod.
Yeah,
Put him in.
Yeah,
put him in. I mean, dude, they're in trouble. They're
Put Tyrod in.
Big trouble.
they're gonna go for that number 1 pick, man.
I mean,
they're gonna go for the number 1
it's
pick.
going to be between them and the Browns and the Dolphins at this point.
Yes,
Of course, the
definitely.
Dolphins
and the Titans.
The Dolphins and the Browns have Tank Bowl this week.
Oh, that's them.
Yeah.
Oh, they play. Yeah, big game for the
Big
draft
game.
purposes.
Hey, we might need to take that final break.
Let's take a final break here, and we'll come back. Odds and ends to wrap up Sports Wrap Overtime. Welcome back to Sports Wrap Overtime. We are brought to you by HII, built in America for America. Okay, odds and ends, just to wrap up the show, just a couple things to note. I guess UVA's back in action.
They're home against Washington State.
Oh, classic ACC rivalry.
No, Washington State's not in the ACC.
Oh, they're not.
No, they're in the Pac-
Oh, yeah. They're in the Pac-2. That's right. My bad.
But there are a lot of Washington State ACC games this year, which is kind of
it's something.
the Cavs are 17.5-point favorites. Tony Elliott's got himself a squad. I ran into Tony Elliott. I was at a Phoebus game, and lo and behold, Tony Elliott was there scouting on
last
the bye
Thursday
week.
night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Rounds,
Went up and said, "Hey, do you mind talking? You know, we're going to ask you about recruiting, and we're going to ask you about how great everything is." And he was just kind of like, "Okay."
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to do it.
He
But
did it. He did do it. He did do it.
Props to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's done a fantastic job. And I told him, I said, Coach, it's good for the Commonwealth when UVA is good in football.
For sure.
It just
For
is.
sure. Yeah, no doubt.
It's the state university.
Yeah.
The flagship school in the state. I know, Tech's a football school, but for UVA, I don't know. To me, UVA
Makes it more fun.
Yeah,
It makes it a lot more fun.
Makes it more fun when
And
both
you know
teams
what?
are good.
There's an outside shot there that they can win the ACC.
Yeah. It's possible.
they're 3-0 in the league now.
They got to
right?
keep. Keep rolling.
Yeah, because that
Can't lose to Washington State.
Their loss to NC State was not an ACC game.
Really? Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
They have a really good shot at it.
That was the scheduled out of conference game. You guys watching baseball?
Yes,
No,
a
of
little
course.
bit. A little
Did you
bit.
see the play?
Oh my God!
It would have been Monday night.
The double play?
The double play where Sal Frelick from the Brewers in center field, bases are loaded. Max Muncy drives at the center,
Hits his glove.
bounces off the wall, which means it's a live ball. Well, the Dodgers don't know what's going on, but the umpire in the outfield, which is why
they were on it.
they were on. He was on. He was like, nope, that's good. And so Frelick, to his credit, gets the relay to short. Shortstop gets that relay throw to the catcher.
Teoscar Hernandez.
It gets Teoscar Hernandez by force at the plate because Hernandez went back and tagged up. He didn't know he didn't have to tag up.
Right. It was a whole.
It was confusing.
And then the catcher saw, oh my God,
ran to third.
No
to
one's
tag
coming
out.
to third. He tagged third, and he got the force at third.
Wait. Okay, so explain
Unbelievable.
that last part to me. So the catcher did run to third.
He ran to third and got the force.
That's how he got the
part of
out.
highlight. Remember, I was telling you that in the office. That's why
He ran to nobody was covering third, so he ran and tagged it himself.
To third, but the problem was,
See, I never saw that
even
part
the
of the
camera
highlight.
people had no idea what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so confused.
There was a replay. There was a replay. Where
There
you
was a
could see him
replay,
doing
and
it.
there was like a bird's eye view camera that MLB put out.
That's why I was
Showed the
so
whole
confused
play.
because Brian told me in the office. He's like, "Did you see the play?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, but I didn't see the third out. I get the force at home, but I never saw the angle of someone touching third.
Yeah.
That's why I
Oh,
was
you
so
never
confused.
saw
I never
that. Yeah,
saw it.
yeah.
So I was like, "Where's this coming from?" So
that
makes more sense to me.
insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah,
I don't
they say
think that's ever even happened in baseball.
I mean, hard to know for sure, but yes, it was very rare. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
It went viral. Dodgers won the game.
Yes.
2-1.
2-1. And the Brewers loaded the bases in the ninth.
Yeah, they
and the batter, Bryce Terang, he should have just leaned into the pitch and got hit by it, but he ended up swinging at it.
At the time of this recording, Dodgers are up 1-0 in
Yes.
LCS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the
And they're actually-
Mariners are
Up 2-0 on the Blue
maybe
Jays.
be the team
Yeah,
of
they-
destiny this
ooh.
year.
And
Yeah.
a couple interesting tidbits. Yeah, the Blue Jays and the Mariners are both 1977 expansion teams, which is kind of interesting. And if it does end up being the Brewers and the Mariners,
Oh, yeah, I love this.
we're talking two teams that have never won the World Series, and between them only one combined World Series appearance, and that was in 1982
And-
by the Brewers. And the Mariners are the only team in Major League Baseball to never make a World Series.
And,
Unbelievable.
And the Brewers started as the Seattle Pilots. So there's that connection there, too.
Wow. Wow. I wonder how far back that
that was like
1970.
that was a
1 year thing. It was a disaster.
ill-fated, very much like the Cleveland Barons of the
yes, very much so.
NHL. It's like the Kansas City Scouts.
Yes.
It's like these little teams that were there. The San Francisco Seals.
Yes.
Those are these teams that existed, but only for like a year or two. It's the wildest thing.
Postseason baseball is electric, man. My group chat's firing up every time there's a close down to the wire game. It's just like in all caps, someone puts like postseason baseball because it's true. It's just like every pitch. I mean, the Mariners are dominating the Blue Jays, but like that Dodgers game, it's like bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. Like it doesn't get much better.
When everybody's standing for every pitch, you're literally
Snell had a heck of a
standing.
game, by the way, too.
You're standing for the same game that if you see it in May, you're not even paying attention.
Exactly.
Blake Snell, 8 innings pitched.
It's the same
one
sport.
hit baseball. Dodgers only gave up 2 hits. Blake Snell went nuts. In the postgame, someone asked him like, "Hey Blake, have you ever been as locked in?" And the guy's thrown a no-hitter before. It's like, yeah, the no-hitter. I was pretty locked in.
That's like the only complete game he's ever had.
Is it?
The no-hitter, yeah.
I mean, guys don't throw complete games anymore, so that's how it works.
But it's crazy because remember a few years ago, Kevin Cash took him out of the game for the Rays.
I was watching that one live.
And it cost the Rays the World Series.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
I was watching that one live. I was watching that live.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
insane.
It was so
I
bad.
was like, why even have a manager?
So bad.
What's is Ohtani going to pitch in the playoffs?
He should, yeah.
Is he scheduled to? Or are they saying he's going to?
Maybe.
Because he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, he's a little cold right now.
He was cold last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I looked up. I think in the DS he was doing all right. He was doing okay, not great, but he got
last year.
No, the DS. Past year. Just a couple
yeah.
couple hits, nothing crazy, but the pitching. I don't know.
I think you would expect more.
I think he had a home run in the wild card. Maybe I'm thinking.
Okay, he's batting 129 in the playoffs.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
He's trying to do too much. That's what that tells me.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
He's already got a strikeout tonight. As of we're recording this, it is game 2 is happening.
Game 2
Yeah,
is literally,
Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers,
right.
and we have Freddie Peralta on the mound.
The Brewers, they were the best team in baseball. So, their fan base is like, man, this is our year. Then the big money team comes into town, and it's like, oh, here come the Dodgers.
Milwaukee's the smallest market in baseball.
Yeah.
All right, Craig, where are you going? Where are you going this week?
What do you mean?
It's your bye week.
Oh, my bye. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be off Thursday, Friday, a 4-day weekend for me. Yeah, I'm going to Minneapolis, Minnesota, family reunion there. We do that every few years. I got a lot of family in Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Chicago. My uncle, I got a bunch of uncles, cousins up there. My uncle's got a nice house, and so getting together up there. So that'd be cool.
Flying out of Norfolk.
Yeah, it's like Norfolk to somewhere, and I gotta look. I don't even know. Like I'm not looking at this thing till the night before. Like most people, I think when it comes to flight, I'm like, I gotta get to. I think my flight leaves at 7 a.m. in Norfolk.
Okay,
maybe even 6.
You'll just be surprised when you get off the plane wherever.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I sleep on planes, man, until they make the announcement that we're landing in whatever city, and then I get to the next gate and I sleep again. So. Yeah, it'll be good. Minneapolis, not too cold yet. That's the goal. Don't go there in December. Don't go there in January. Don't go there in February. Late October, just starting to chill down, but not too bad. Yeah, no snow everywhere on the ground. So, yeah, 1 bye week a season for us. Baseball, though, I'm locked in. I'm super excited for it.
I love it. I love it. Just give me the Seattle-Milwaukee World Series that the world deserves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can take a year off from the Dodgers, so I'll be back next year.
So it's going to be LA-Toronto.
Yeah, totally.
That's what that's all it means it's going to be.
You want this CS series to go 7 games, no matter who you root for. I mean, you know what I mean?
Unless your team's in it.
Unless your team's in it, right.
Because people, oh my goodness gracious, they're Seattle's Toronto's down 0-2. Okay, well in '96 the Mets were down 0-2 and lost their first 2 games at Shea Stadium and ended up winning the World Series in 7 games over the Red Sox. In '96 the Yankees lost their first 2 games at home to the Braves and ended up winning 4 straight to win the World Series. So it doesn't matter, folks. If you're a Mariners fan or if you're a Blue Jays fan, you're still in it.
That place, they light it up there in Toronto, man. They pack it out.
They
do a good job.
They are loud.
You know what I always remember about Toronto quickly? That Edwin Encarnacion home run years ago in like 16. How nuts that place was, and he hit it and he walked it off. That's the one memory I'd like.
And then there's Jose Bautista one.
The bat flip.
Yeah. That was up there. Yeah. I forgot about it. All right. That's all we got for Sports Wrap Overtime. We're going to get back to work. Thanks for watching. For Jeff Snyder and Brian Parsons, I'm Craig Loper. We will see you next time.